There we go. Can you hear me now? All right, let's do this. 1979 to 2012. Ben, my best friend and a larger-than-life character, passed away at 33 years old, leaving behind a wife and two beautiful children. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. In life and in death, we have huge legal and financial responsibilities. Today, individuals and families are not prepared financially for the future. Each of us has seen a GoFundMe memorial campaign with someone just like us, who's doing all the right things, but they never got around to buying life insurance. 50%. This is the number of US households who would have an immediate crisis if anything happened to an earner. 75%. This is a percentage of Americans who do not own life insurance. Today, 78% of millennials do not have a will, and yet they're the primary parents of young children. A trust outlines the legal and financial responsibilities to take care of your family in a single document, and yet only 5% of Americans have them. And why is this? It's because today, signing up for insurance and making these key decisions, it is bureaucratic, it's time-consuming, and it's expensive. But what if it wasn't? What if you could prepare for tomorrow in life and in death in 15 minutes or less? Well, now you can. Tomorrow is the Inheritance app. Tell us about your family and we'll create a will and trust for free and recommend just the right amount of life insurance to ensure your family is protected. Let me show you how it works. When you come into Tomorrow, you will see a series of icons that guide you all along the way. Each icon tells you, when you answer the relevant information inside each icon, you are able to go ahead and enter all the key information, answer the relevant information, and Tomorrow will create a trust and a will and your life insurance policy right away. In the Family tab, you'll see my wife, Marin, and our four beautiful children. Over in the roles section, you can assign roles to someone, such as guardian, in my case. In there, I see an animated video that teaches me all about what a guardian does. I then can, the app then tells me what the state-specific requirements are, and then I go ahead and learn what Tomorrow does, and then I can select someone to be a guardian, and then I go over and and that person receives a text message from me, optionally receives a text message. This process allows that person to click a link, learn what a guardian does, and decide what they want to do, say yes or no. Now, to capture your belongings, over in the Belongings tab, you snap pictures of your treasured items and decide who gets what. And then to add assets to your trust, you simply key in financial accounts, and then you go ahead and add in your real estate, and Tomorrow adds it to your trust. Now, let's go make a will. Tomorrow creates a will that is in accordance with your wishes, the needs of your family, and the laws of your state. Tomorrow's proprietary will and trusts are perfect for 95% of Americans. They handle complicated situations such as community property and same-sex marriage. Now, over in the life insurance section, Tomorrow takes all of your information that you've shared and then actually recommends just the right amount of life insurance that you're going to need to ensure income for your family, to ensure that your kids go to college, and that generally your family is financially secure. Answer a few health and lifestyle questions, and Tomorrow auto-fills your life insurance application from the carrier of your choice, including AIG, Protective, and Prudential. It just takes 3 minutes to buy life insurance inside the app. Now, Tomorrow lives at the intersection of the insurtech world and the legal tech world. Price and comparison engines that are out there today, like Policy Genius and Quotacy, they really they don't have the full picture of everything that your family is doing. Now, they also really only meet the needs of those who woke up this morning just knowing that they wanted to buy life insurance. On the legal side, LegalZoom and Willing.com offer costly $300 to $500 products. Tomorrow is free, it's transparent, and it's seamless. Please protect yourself, protect your family. So go ahead, please, and download the Tomorrow app in the Apple App Store today, and let's get going. Thanks, everyone.
Well done, by the way, for powering through some technical problems and clearly knowing the product so well.
I was pretending that it was going on, but only so
and
well.
It came back at a key moment, so that's good. Anyway, judges, go ahead.
First question is, what is the target age of the person you're trying to reach right now?
Great question. So it's really 25 to 45-year-olds for whom we've designed it. Of course, we've actually found it to be a lot more attractive for our first 5,000 users who have joined since we just put it out last month.
So a question I have is, the people who have joined it and used it, how did you acquire them? How did they know about you?
So through various means. I mean, first of all, the viral features of inviting people puts a multiplier on everyone who comes in. They've heard about us through just organically, as we shared, and then we've actually rolled out in the last couple of weeks our advertising strategy as we target families, single and married, and then also LGBT families as well.
Got it. And so financially, sorry, I think I'm getting feedback. Financially, should I stop talking?
Try one more time.
So financially, is your
Nailed it.
revenue, you had said it's free, but then you sell life insurance.
Yep.
And so is the money, is your revenue stream primarily from life
we are a
insurance?
licensed broker in all 50 states for insurance, and we're appointed with 9 different carriers to sell that insurance.
Got you. And so how much on average do you make when you sell life insurance?
So our average revenue right now is about $500 a policy.
Okay. Got it. And then, and do you know your cost to acquire, or is that TBD?
So it's ranging, and it keeps ramping down as we optimize. So right now it sits about $10 per customer that we bring in. And some channels it's actually $3.
And I have one last question, then I'll let our other panelists go. Is it a set it and forget it model, or do you have a plan of how you plan to engage them?
Yeah, so as you go through life, as we are collecting more information, we can check in with you to decide if you're like me and you wanted to change the orders of your guardian, and then you find that your attorney's moved to another state and can't help you.
Right.
You just drag and drop, print out a new will, and sign. So we'll check in with people and make sure that they're all set.
Got it.
I don't want to ask a morbid question, but what happens when one of these policies needs to be activated? Are you engaging with the user? Is that the company in the back end that's actually providing the insurance?
Yeah. So you typically just call your carrier and make a claim and do that. Or if you call tomorrow's number or message us through the app, we'll direct you to exactly that same process.
Hey guys. So if you've obviously had a death in the family, you understand how complex this process is and how many questions there are to answer. I'm curious how you've thought about getting people to convert once they've found tomorrow, because clearly there are many, many, many questions that need to be answered, and frequently people haven't ever been asked these questions before, like who should your guardian be, and what happens if you and your spouse die, and what happens if you and your spouse and your kids die. These are not necessarily questions that are top of mind for people, and as we all know, in any acquisition funnel, like every chance you have to lose a user is very, very expensive. So the more questions you ask them, then the more they have to do to complete the process, the lower your conversion is going to be. So how have you thought about that in the app?
Well, so you'd have to see it. So now you'll have to go to tomorrow, download it, and see how it actually works.
Man, I give you a ton of credit. You actually really made it come to life, even though it wasn't on stage. It was really amazing.
We saw it in the mind's eye.
Yeah, thank you. So the idea is, so it's a very visual language. So Eric created the brand of tomorrow and came up with that idea. It's all supposed to be aspirational and accessible. So you come in, it's really focused on inheritance, like who's going to get what? Who's on my team? Who's going to help me? And we take a lot of the decisioning and the difficulty and actually put it into the documents where you have flexibility with these trusted people, such as your trustee, to make a set of decisions you don't get around to making. So really tomorrow fits the needs of really just about everyone, modern families, combined families, any kind, and they're really designed to be flexible. Our head of estate planning, Chicago law grad, top, 10 years working at top firms, and works with 60 lawyers across the country to ensure it follows state law.
And as someone who recently went through this, I do say bravo, because it is super expensive and very time consuming and pretty daunting.
How much did yours cost?
More than free.
More than free.
So a question I have is, I could imagine that someone does want to use you, but does have some questions or wants a consultation. Is that something you would offer, maybe charge for? Is it just all in-app, no human?
So we do two things. One, we're not a law firm. We don't intend to be. And so we create a lot of content that explains lots of situations, and we can sort of link you to existing content. Or we have a whole list of lawyers in every, 5 cities in every state. You can go in there and find a lawyer. You can even just send the documents right to them and get a consult with them.
Arlen, lightning round.
Yes, it's an easy question. I'm curious about the text message that arrives when you do this. It's kind of a creepy message.
It's not. But so let me ask you, if I sent you a message that said, hey, I'm getting my act together, and part of that is finding an executor who's responsible and trustworthy, who can look after things. If it came down to it, would you be willing to do this for me? And then that person can, sometimes they'll text back, we see, and then sometimes they click, they read a little video, see pictures of my family, see what's actually involved, and they make an informed decision. A lot of people never tell the person who's going to be the executor or the guardian. It's the plot of Manchester by the Sea.
All right, we are out of time, so give it up for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.